Stop feeling invisible. Ever been used but never valued? Needed but never honored? Like people only notice what you can do, not who you are? Then listen close, because this is the promise. By the end of this story, you're going to have a name to hold on to when you feel unseen. A name that rewrites identity. A name that becomes your anchor. Her name was Hagar, and her story is for anyone who's ever felt invisible in plain sight. Hagar was a black Egyptian woman living in Abraham's house. Not as family, not as chosen, as a servant, someone else's solution. Sarah couldn't have children. Abraham wanted an heir. So they turned Hagar into the plan, not the person. No one asked what it would cost her. No one checked her heart. They only measured her function. And when Hagar conceived, everything shifted. For a moment, she mattered, but only because she was carrying what they wanted. Then jealousy rose. The atmosphere changed. The house that needed her started resenting her. Mistreatment followed. Pressure, humiliation, cruelty. And when it got ugly, Abraham stepped back and said, "She's your servant. Do what you want." That line tells you everything. Hagar wasn't invisible. She was useful. And when her usefulness became inconvenient, she was pushed aside. The deepest pain isn't being alone. It's being unseen while surrounded by people. Being present, but treated like background. Being needed, but never protected. So Hagar ran. Not out of rebellion, not because she was dramatic, but because staying was breaking her spirit. She ran into the wilderness, pregnant, exhausted, and done. No plan, no protection, no applause, just sand and silence. And here's where most stories end. The servant disappears, the side character fades out. But this is the solution. Listen. God meets people in the wilderness when people refuse to see them. He doesn't wait until life looks clean. He meets you in the place you thought would swallow you whole. Because God met Hagar there, not in a palace, not at a table where they finally respected her, in the wilderness. And the angel didn't start with a lecture. He didn't start with blame. He started with her name, Hagar. Just that is a miracle. Because when was the last time anybody said her name like she mattered? Then God asked her, "Where have you come from? And where are you going?" That question is tenderness. It means God wasn't just looking at her situation. He was looking at her story, her journey, her pain. Listen close. This is the moment. And then, this part changes everything. Hagar does something no patriarch, no prophet, no king had done before her. She names God. She says, El Roi, the God who sees me. Let that land. A black woman in the wilderness, enslaved, dismissed, pushed aside, becomes the first person in Scripture to give God a name like that. Not the God of Abraham, not the God of Sarah, not the God of the promise, the God who sees me. And here's your takeaway, your solution in one sentence. When people reduce you to a function, you hold on to El Roi. You remember, God sees your soul. So if you're in your own wilderness right now, pushed aside by people who benefited from you but never honored your heart, and you're wondering, does God even see me? Here's your answer, El Roi. He sees the part of you that stays quiet to keep the peace. He sees the part of you that's tired of being strong and useful and fine. He sees what they ignored. He honors what they exploited. The place meant to break you can become the place where you're finally known. Hagar ran into the desert thinking she was alone. She walked out knowing, "You are the God who sees me." If this spoke to you, don't scroll past it like it's nothing. Subscribe to HeartCore Radiance. Share this with someone who needs to be seen today.